needing some type of massive upheaval in your life. It's this internal knowing. It's like a nudge. It's like a feeling that you have that something needs to change. Elvira Hopper is here with me today, and Elvira knows this all too well. And I'm so excited that you're here, by the way, because I know we know each other in a variety of different ways, offline and online too. You are the person who is here to talk about this because you've experienced it. You went from corporate meltdown to becoming the miracle mindset coach. And so, Elvira is so happy to have you on Cash In on camera today. Tell us about what led to your personal experience with corporate meltdown.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's an honor to be here. I'm thrilled that you've invited me. And yeah, going, I'm not sure how back you want me to go, but I'm feeling called to share this piece with you. When I was a little girl, 11 years old, I saw this amazing cabaret show. I was the only kid in the audience. I was destined to be there because I saw these women on stage and I just loved them. They were beautiful, they were talented, and they were dancing and singing. And I just felt like I was one of them. And afterwards, my father, he worked downstairs in this restaurant. The cabaret was upstairs. And he goes, "Do you want to meet them?" And I was this fat little Italian kid, honestly, sitting in the audience. And it was not, I ate my emotions. I was an emotional child, being an artist and whatnot. And I really felt like, not worthy to meet these goddesses backstage. But my dad took me, and sorry, I'm just trying to move this little. Okay, sorry. I went backstage, and my dad said, "Ladies, this is my daughter," and they're like, "Oh, Joe, this is your daughter. She's so beautiful." And I'm thinking, I'm beautiful. I'm a fat little Italian kid, right? You're beautiful. But I felt seen for the first time in my life,
Mm.
Sheryl. I felt seen. I felt like they saw me. I was literally just a few years behind them. So when I walked away, Sheryl, I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be an entertainer. I wanted to be like them up on stage. And I turned to my daddy and I said, "Daddy, I want to be one of them when I grow up."
Oh, wow.
Do you
But
know what he
then
says?
but then you went life took its path and you ended up not going that path,
Yeah.
right?
So this is what my daddy said to me at that time. He said, "Elvira, you can't be one of them when you grow up because those women are sluts." And that was it. And that is what I call the makings of a crap magnet. That is my superhero story of origin, where I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but I became what they needed me to be so they would love me. And
Mm.
that is when I chose not one, but two very successful healthcare careers, looking very shiny on the outside. First, a lab technologist working at Princess Margaret Hospital in cancer research. I literally wanted to slit my wrists after 7 years of that, but I got plucked out of that to do pharmaceutical sales, which was better because I was with people and I wasn't in a lab being bullied and struggling with depression, anxiety, panic disorder. This is what happens when we live out of alignment. This is what I've learned is we do become targets. We can be bullied. We can go to dark places mentally, physically. I struggled with all sorts of issues. But the fact is that I had to go through that, Sheryl, to show people that even if you fall, even if you feel like it's the end, because I really did have suicidal ideation at my lowest, even if all of that happens, you can still make it through. And I was divinely gifted with a system that saved my sanity, saved my life, helped me to go from inauthentic, successful looking crap magnet to authentic miracle magnet, where I'm living my truth and I don't work a day in my life.
And this is the thing about living in alignment, which I think is really the
Mm,
core of the work that you do now and that you feel
yes,
divinely called to do, is because when you live in alignment, to your point, it never really feels like you're working because you're living your purpose, you're living
yes,
your passion, you're doing things that are, yes, obviously we all have businesses and we need to be profitable to survive and live and thrive and grow and wealth and all that. But you can do that when you're in alignment. It's like there's less friction. There's less
exactly.
friction in
There's
your
no
life.
friction.
There's
There's
no
actually
friction.
no friction.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it beautifully, Sheryl. Yeah, because I truly believe that I had to be the example of someone that was told to be something and had to come later to her truth. And at 51, when I started practicing the teachings and tools that were divinely gifted to me that have now become a world movement, I'm the founder of this movement. Um, when that happened, it was as though um, sorry, I was trying to get to this point here, and I'm trying to remember what it was now. The aligned, authentic part is what really, yeah. I was just meant to be an example of what is not good, and I traveled and I transformed to what is good. What is good is living in alignment, is listening to your truth, even though your parents tried to force you to be something that you weren't. It's never too late to cross over, and usually it's through a blessed breakdown. I called my breakdown, my blessed breakdown. My last 2 years of corporate were a total shit show. Excuse my language, but I had a meltdown at the very end where I couldn't do that job anymore. I was a six-figure earning big pharma rep, and I couldn't do that anymore
I can't
because,
see you being in that industry.
oh my
Knowing
God,
you and knowing what I know of you now, I can't
yeah,
even imagine that you would have. Now I can see how out of alignment that would be, knowing your personality.
totally, totally.
It's amazing. So
And yeah, go ahead.
what
Sorry.
was it? So I mean, I think a lot of people who are feeling like maybe they're stuck in a corporate job or some type of profession that they're not really feeling is their calling, and they feel out of alignment. It can be really difficult because it's alluring to have a six-figure income and to have that revenue and different things and benefits and all these things, and people are willing to kind of sacrifice their who they are for that until their breaking point. And so, what did you do to save yourself? How did you get to a point where you're like, I'm willing to let that go, the security of that, for really a better way of life? What was it that you did to save yourself?
Well, I didn't willingly let it go. I had a breakdown. I couldn't do that job anymore. So I literally had a meltdown in front of a client, a physician, and my boss. And that was it. I knew that that was the end. It was
Mhm.
the straw that broke the camel's back. I literally was in a call with my boss and visiting a client. Again, I'm an award-winning, six-figure earning rep. The doctor asked me something simple like, "What's the dosage?" And I started talking gibberish.
Oh
I made
wow,
no sense. I totally broke down. And
wow.
then we got into the car, and the boss looked at me and said, very worried, "How did that go for you?" And I said, "That was a piece of crap, and I need a leave of absence." It just came out of me like that. And that leave of absence is what led me to getting back my happiness, my joy, because that had left me for 2 years. And when I realized that these teachings and tools were divinely gifted to me that helped me to come back, not only did my sanity come back, I became everything I was supposed to be again. I became an artist. I actually became a professional jazz singer at the age of 51. I've worked and recorded on world-class jazz stages with award-winning artists. I've been asked to sing by Oprah Winfrey's man Stedman Graham. If you Google both our names, you'll see the video. But that's what happens when you get into alignment. It's no longer a shit show. You can be a miracle magnet, and you get like amazing things happen. Like just this past week, I won 2 awards in the Mississauga Readers' Choice Award. Best life coach in gold category. I don't say this to brag, but I say when you get into alignment, miracles find you. I didn't go looking for this. Somebody nominated me. Some friends voted for me. I won in the gold category as best life coach. And then I also won my brand new band that literally we did one gig, Mayor Bonnie Crombie's gig. And then that was it. COVID hit right after that gig. We literally came together, did that gig. And then we just won the Diamond Award for Best Band in Mississauga, Primavera Jazz Duo, Mark Diatel and myself. And so it's just to show that when you are living in alignment, miracles find you. You don't go looking for these things, but people like the vibration of someone that's living in alignment, and that's why a lot of things come my way. Like, I want you on my podcast. I want to, do this album with you. I want you on, at this gig. Like, all these amazing things happen because I am living aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed. There's nothing in me that is going to die in me because everything is going to be self-expressed in this lifetime. My poor dad, he wasn't so lucky. He had a family mindset that said good people are not on stages singing. That's why he told me that those women were sluts. But my
Ah,
father, Sheryl, he could sing like Pavarotti. He could sing like an angel. And yet he never did anything with his voice of importance. He sang at family parties and whatnot, but that he died with his real music still in him. And he died with cancer, mental health struggles, and a marriage in shambles. And I truly believe that when we live out of alignment, we can actually bring on mental illness, we can bring on physical illness, and our marriages can fall apart. So I'm a stand for living aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed.
And so many people are stuck in trying to please others, right? And the people pleasers of the world, or a lot of deep seated issues or personalities in our
Yeah.
families who, you know, we can't change that. We're born into whatever family we're born into. And
Hmm.
so I think a lot of people still sort of stay stuck in that way of thinking or those philosophies. And so I love that you said that, you know, you found your way out of that and you really saved yourself after the breakdown. Um, what do you think is your legacy now moving forward? Now that you're like, I'm singing jazz. It's not too late to ever start doing that. I'm the miracle mindset coach. I'm coaching clients. I know you have a call right after this interview, right? So you're busy but what do you think your legacy is going to be as you move forward?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much for asking it. And I just want to give a shout out to Martin Buckland. He says I'm amazing. I think he's amazing. Anyway, I feel that my legacy is going to be helping to create a world where everyone lives aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed, because I believe it could be heaven on earth. I was the example of someone that lived out of alignment for 27 years, two rock star healthcare careers, that it was not never too late for me because I was able to do it at 51. And when I'm on stages singing jazz, and I'm also a sound healer now, it's not about me. When I'm on stage, I'd like to hope that I hope that I represent someone that came to her calling later in life, and that it's never too late for anyone that wants to do that as well. In fact, if I sound like crap one night, I meant to sound like crap because someone in the audience is meant to hear me and go, oh, she did this professionally at 51. She's not even that good. I can go do it too. So I just want to be an inspiration for others to go and get aligned, authentic, and fully self expressed so that they don't die with their real music still in them.
It is brilliant. I love the work that you do. And I think that this piece around living in alignment it really resonates with a lot of people, especially now after COVID
Yeah.
and the world we live in now has changed. A lot of people have experienced this live, you know, working from home situation for some time, and they're kind of like putting things in perspective and looking at the busyness and the crazy rat race kind of aspect of their lives and saying, isn't there something more? Is there more to life than
Mm,
just running around, you know, trying to keep up with everybody else? And so your message, I think, is more relevant now than probably ever. And
thank
I
you.
love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Thank you.
What is something that you would let's say someone who is watching this video is feeling like, gee, I really resonate with that. I'm in a corporate situation right now that I'm just not loving. What's the first step? What should
Yeah.
people do?
Great question. The first step is there's a lot of us that have left the rat race to live our truth and reach out and talk to one of us. Because seriously, a lot of us give our complimentary calls just to get people started on their path, whether it's me or someone else. I can recommend because I'm intuitive and I get messages from spirit that guide my clients. So I do complimentary calls. I have two different types, and if someone is interested, they can reach out and see if they resonate with one or the other. And they're also on my website. If there's one on my website actually, but the point is, we don't have to do it alone. And this is where I really believe that there's a lot of people that have left the rat race to live their truth. And just listen to coaches, listen to healers, listen to people who have had the courage to leave behind an inauthentic life. And I'm just one of them. I'm just an example of someone who was blessed to have a breakdown and then the breakthrough to the new life. And my system is now become a world movement. So if you want to learn more about the Love Your Vibe transformation, it's a way of doing the inner work where you clear away all the blocks, all the things that you're not. It's almost like taking off layers and layers of coats that you've been wearing because you just felt that like that's what the world gave you, all these different coats, your parents and your society and work and giving you like this paycheck and all of that. And then it's about letting go and realizing that when you're in alignment, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the universe is going to support you. In fact, like for me, the universe, as soon as I left that corporate job, my company restructured and I got a package that took care of me for almost a year. It was
Oh,
like the universe said, Elvira, you've now connected to what you're supposed to do. I'm going to make this easy for you and your family. Here's a full salary, full benefits, and full bonus on top of it.
yeah.
So it's really quite amazing, what happens when you get into alignment. the universe has your back. And you just have to have the courage to punch a hole in the universe and say, you know what? This isn't good enough. I know I'm better than this. I know I deserve more than this. And when you make that decision, Sheryl, my coach, AG Morishita, shout out to him. He says, when you make a decision, when you decide, you punch a hole in the universe. And then the universe comes and fills that hole with the how. You don't even need to know the how. You just need to know why and what you want. That's
Mm,
the decision. And then the universe comes and fills it with the how. And I've been blessed every moment of 11 years. And it's not that it's been easy, but it's been all about either winning or learning towards
yeah.
being what I'm supposed to be.
And anything worth having is really usually never easy, but it's always worth it. And going through that process is something that you've obviously led and done yourself and now teach other people to do. One of the things that
Exactly.
we do on Cash In on Camera is we have a fun segment that we call Stop Marketing Like It's 1999. So I would love to know, what is a tip, a tool, a tactic, or technique that's been working for you to help you market yourself and to, find the amazing clients that you work with today?
Ah, great question. So I'm finding that networking is really working well, and networking globally. And that's what's really exciting. That's what COVID's done for us, actually, because we're all online, we're all zooming all day long, and I'm meeting rock stars from all over the world, and we're networking and we're co-creating. And believe it or not, there's three levels to my mission. One of them, the highest level, is we're creating a series of 11 global retreat centers around the world to help the 1% do their inner work of healing and evolving, because we believe that when we help them, body, mind, and spirit, we can help the world. And I was only able to do that because everybody's online, and I connected with these amazing rock stars from all over the world that want to serve the top 1%. And this is like, honestly, I don't work a day in my life because I get to co-create with beautiful souls from all over the world that want to that are just in alignment with me. They're coaches, they're healers, they want to help the world. And yeah, that's what's going on. So networking is my thing.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your story, your experience and expertise with us today, Elvira. I know it's elvirahopper.com is the website that people can go to learn more. We've shown it on the screen, and people can reach out to you. I guess the best way, would it be on Facebook or to send you a message, or go right directly to the website? What's the best way for people to connect?
I am so easily accessible, whatever works well for people. You can contact me through my website on my contact page, but I'm also on all the platforms. I've got 2 accounts on Instagram. I've got Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn as well, not as much. I've got a Twitter account that someone takes care of for me because I'm not really a Twitterer. But any way that resonates with people, they can reach out, and we can have a conversation if they feel like, you know what, this was the message I needed to hear today. And this is a lady I want to talk to. Because even if I don't recommend working with me, I have tons of other amazing people I can recommend, because there's no point being stuck where you are for the rest of your life. Like, what's the definition of insanity, Sheryl?
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Thank you, Elvira. And it's
thank you.
interesting, just to end this conversation on the note of, if you're watching this right now, chances are you were meant to watch this right now.
Mm,
You were
yeah.
probably meant to watch this. So if this resonates with you, reach out to Elvira. She's happy to guide you in the right direction. And I appreciate you coming on and spending time with us on Cash In on Camera today.
Thank you so much, Sheryl.